Hello everyone, Under here. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the first look for Vietnam in Civilization VI New Frontier Pass. As usual, it's going to be focused on multiplayer, so when I'm talking about the strengths and weaknesses of this Civ, please bear that in mind. Does feel like it's been a while since we've done one of these videos. As usual, give us a follow on Twitch, subscribe on YouTube, give us a like if you like the video, all that sort of business, and let's jump straight into it. Okay, so we're going to do the same as we usually do. We're just going to watch the video that Firaxis themselves made for the first look, and we're going to pause and react to it as we go along. So let's go.
Batu leads Vietnam in Sid Meier's Civilization VI. Batu, also known as Lady True, is best remembered for her fiery personality and abject tenaciousness. She is once said to have proclaimed, "I'd like to ride storms, slay big whales in the open sea, drive out foreign aggressors, reconquer the country, undo the ties of serfdom, and never bend my back to be the concubine of whatever man."
Wow, that's quite a regime to have, really, isn't it? Focus on a few things at once. Try not to try and do everything at once. Bit silly, really.
Vietnam's unique ability is Nine Dragon River Delta. All land specialty districts can only be built on rainforest, marsh, or woods tiles. Buildings on each type of tile receive either additional science, production, or culture. This ability also allows woods to be planted with the medieval Ferris Civic.
Okay, so there we go. We've got our first ability there. You can only build districts on certain features. They mentioned woods, marsh, and rainforest there. And then for whatever feature you build them on, you're going to get a certain bonus, which we'll take a look at later on in the video when they actually reveal that themselves. Looks like quite an interesting mechanic. I like the look of that. It's something unique, new, and fresh. Anyway, let's carry on.
Vietnam's unique unit is the medieval era ranged unit, the Voi Chien. Inspired by guerrilla tactics, this unit has additional movement and can even move after attacking. It is more expensive than the crossbowman unit it replaces, but is stronger when defending and has greater sight.
Okay, so the first thing I'm thinking there is it's got too many bonuses. It's got the extra movement. It's got the ability to move after attacking. Probably the most overpowered part of the unit so far. And the added bonus when defending. So I don't know whether she means that they get an added bonus when defending on top of their already +5 combat strength compared to the normal crossbowman. So when I say combat strength, I mean melee combat strength, and that determines how much damage you're going to take and give back to the unit that's attacking you. A normal crossbow is 30, this unit is 35. And like I said, whether they get an added bonus when defending on top of that, I'm not sure, but we'll see. The ability to be able to move after shooting is very, very, very strong, because obviously the weaknesses of range units is if you move and attack, you're very vulnerable because of your lack of melee combat strength. So this just nullifies that. So I think that's too strong. Obviously, get the added sight as well. So being able to plan your war moves is a lot easier. So yeah, I think this unit is going to have to be changed slightly, or have a few of their abilities to be removed to be able to be good. Obviously, works with the general as well, so you can have 5 movement crossbows. Crazy.
Vietnam's unique district is called the Tien and offers additional culture for each adjacent district.
Okay, so we've got an encampment replacement here, +2 culture for each adjacent district. Very nice. Gives tourism after flight. That's the same as most culture outputs. This district does not require population, is cheaper to be built, and is not a speciality district. Okay, so we've got, again, a lot of things rolled into one here. I think the culture for each adjacent district is fine. That's quite balanced. Obviously, the tourism just goes hand in hand with that because of flight. Now, this district does not require population. cheaper to build, and is not a speciality district. So this just goes against the whole district mechanics, in my opinion. Obviously, when you're planning in the early game what you want to do, you need to think about whether you can risk that campus, whether you can risk that holy site, or whether you need to go encampment first to be able to defend. And this Civ's ability just goes completely against all of that. It just lets you be able to defend yourself and still be able to build whatever district you really want. So yeah, I think that's going to need some changes. Hopefully not the culture thing, because I like the look of that. But yeah, I think the not a speciality district thing is a bit too strong.
Once flight is researched, this district generates tourism equal to its culture output. It does not require population and is cheaper to build than the encampment district it replaces. Batu's unique ability, Drive Out the Aggressors.
Okay, so let's just go back to that. Drive out the aggressors. Let's read it because it's just easier. +5 combat strength for units fighting in rainforest, marsh, or woods tile. +1 movement if they begin their turn in said tiles. Both of these bonuses are doubled if the tile is in your territory. Okay. No. Too strong. Anyone that watches my stream knows that I've been complaining a lot lately about the recent changes that Firaxis did to experience. So experience does not scale with the game anymore. So what used to happen is if you attacked a unit on online speed, it would give you more experience than it would on standard. So now it's just a lot slower to get promotions on units. Therefore, once you've done a few waves of attacks, you're kind of stuck in the mud for a little bit because you've got no promotions to rely on. So defending wars is a lot easier now than it was in the game. Classic wars, even medieval wars, are super risky. I'm waffling a bit here, but what I'm trying to basically say is this, along with all what I've just mentioned, is way too much. It's going to be unkillable, this Civ. I think the +5 combat strength has to completely go. Maybe being generous could bring it down to +2. I think the movement's okay. +1 if they begin their movement in rainforest, marsh, or woods. That's okay. Doubled in your territory, that's maybe a bit too strong. So overall, my sort of analysis on this particular ability is maybe give it +2 combat strength in those tiles, +1 movement if they begin their turn there, and I guess you could double no, and just completely remove these bonuses are doubled because that's too much.
Out the Aggressors provides additional combat strength for units fighting in rainforest, marsh, or woods tiles. This bonus is further increased for tiles owned by Vietnam. Beginning a turn in rainforest, marsh, or woods also provides additional movement, which is also further increased for tiles owned by Vietnam. Vietnam can be flexible in its path to victory, focusing on either science or culture depending on the placement of districts. Either way, construct buildings as quickly as possible to leverage their extra yields. Avoid desert, but don't be afraid to settle in open plains or grassland, as Vietnam can plant woods early. However, rainforests can't be planted, so think carefully before chopping them. Woods, rainforest, and marsh tiles owned by Vietnam offer the Civ significant tactical benefits, turning Vietnam into a defensive powerhouse. Of course, if you choose your battles strategically, these tiles also allow Vietnam to render some crippling offensive attacks. For these reasons, watch out for forest fires and volcanoes, which can be especially devastating for this civilization. Will you ride storms, slay big whales, and reconquer the country? How will you lead Vietnam in Sid Meier's Civilization VI?
Okay, so we're going to go back to the screen here now where it's listed all the bonuses because the narrator didn't really talk about what bonuses the districts get when they're planted on certain features, but they're here. So let's just go through everything quickly again. Drive out the aggressors, literally just talked about that. Too strong, needs a bit of a nerf. 9 Dragon River Delta, all land speciality districts can only be built on rainforest, marsh, or woods. Receive the following yields for every building on these features. Oh, it's every building. Okay, so 1 culture if you have that district on woods. So if you build a commercial hub on a woods tile, then you're going to get an extra culture for the market, the bank, the stock exchange, and so on. I don't know if you get it for the district itself as well. Maybe you do. +1 science in rainforest and +1 production in marsh. Woods can be planted with the medieval fair civic. I quite like that last bonus actually, because obviously the map script can sort of screw you over, so you can't actually do this, but this gives you a sort of opportunity to be able to do it. I don't know, that bonus seems a bit underwhelming, to be honest. +1 in every building isn't great. I think it should either be +2, maybe +3, or the bonus grows as the game goes on. So certain techs and civics unlock it, for example. But yeah, it's apart from being a bit underwhelming, it's quite a new sort of mechanic, which I like. I think Firaxis have been really sort of clever with these new civs. They've added something new and fresh to every civ. Void Chen, the unique crossbow, too strong, needs a couple of nerfs. Probably going to be fun to use though. And finally, the encampment. Again, it's got too many bonuses, but I like the look of it. Overall, this civ looks very strong at the moment. Obviously, not going to want to even touch this civ with its defensive bonuses straight out of the box. I think this civ, unfortunately, does need quite a few nerfs in the BBG. It's not always something that's a good thing, really. It would be nice to be able to play these civs out of the box, but unfortunately, the bonuses are too much. But I can understand why Firaxis do this. Having a lot of bonuses on one civ obviously makes it more fun and more unique compared to other civs. And who doesn't like to completely dominate a game every now and again? Anyway, that's all for this first look video. Hope you enjoyed it. Is there any more civs to go after this? I think there's a alternate leader, and then are we done with Frontier Pass then? Maybe, possibly. Anyway, yeah. Cheers for watching, guys. Hope to see you in the comments. Hope to see you on my stream. Come over and say hello. I stream at ungodly hours on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. So yeah, see you there. Au revoir.